Hi guys, today we're going to be learning how to perform weekly maintenance on the STAGO EVOLUTION, which is our coag machine in hematology. Our objectives this week are at the end of this presentation, the tech should be able to perform weekly maintenance on the STAGO EVOLUTION, locate the appropriate maintenance screens on the STAGO EVOLUTION, and locate and identify the appropriate parts of a STAGO EVOLUTION. The first thing we need to do is prepare the STAGO for maintenance. This icon here at the top right of the picture here is going to be our maintenance button. Depending on how you have your STAGO EVOLUTION organized, it could be on the left or the right hand side, but it's going to be in the top corner. Once you click on this button, we're going to get ready to do our 30-minute needle rinse. It's very similar to our 10-minute needle rinse that we do for daily maintenance. So you'll go and you'll hit the needle washing button, and then it's going to bring you to the default screen, which is going to have our 10 minutes for daily maintenance. All we need to do is just change that to 30 minutes. And we do that by checking the box that says weekly. It'll put an X in it, and then it'll automatically change the time to 30 minutes. Now we can click on the green button and go ahead and put in our rinse solution. These boxes will pop up before we can put the rinse solution on. It's basically just telling you that it's getting ready for you to load the rinse solution. You'll just hit OK because it's going to ask you to validate that the drawer is closed, which it should be. Our rinse solution is going to be 5 milliliters of Desorb. You're going to place into a clear tube in a rack and in position 3. This is very important because if you don't put it in position 3, the instrument's not going to recognize that you have a tube there and it won't go ahead and do the rinse. The next thing you do is you're going to load the Desorb rack into the conveyor and you're going to push it just slightly, and then the arms will pick it up and take it the rest of the way into the instrument. Once the rinse is complete after 30 minutes, the STAGO is going to ask you to open up the cover, which is the picture on the left. You'll open the cover and then you'll use a chem wipe, which we use Chemtech wipes, and you're going to go and clean the needle that it rinsed, and you're going to go from an up to a down motion, just getting any sort of droplets that are left from the Desorb off of the needle. Once it's finished and you've already closed the cover for after you've cleaned off the needle, you will go and click this green button at the bottom here, and that's just going to take you right back to the maintenance screen. Now we're ready for our next part, which is going the 30-minute well rinse. In the maintenance booklet, though, it says needle purge. It's the same procedure. So we're going to go back to that screen, and instead of clicking needle rinse, we're going to click maintenance. And then we're going to go up to the top in the little tab area on the next screen and select well rinse tab. Once we get onto this screen, it's going to bring you to another screen that has kind of like a weird well-looking button. That's what you want to click. And a fair warning, while we're doing this procedure, it's going to have you click OK a lot. You're not doing anything wrong. That's just how the software is programmed. So we're going to go ahead and click OK because it's going to let you know if the arm is moving towards the front of the instrument. And then this next screen is just going to let you know if the drawer is opening. You'll hit OK. Now this next part is very, very important. It's telling you to pour the decontamination solution into each well. There are 3 wells. It's opening the drawer so that you can do that. You do not want to hit OK on this screen just yet. Your decontamination solution needs to sit in those wells for 30 minutes. If you go ahead and hit OK, it's going to want to close the drawer and start purging the wells, and we're not quite ready for that yet. So you're going to leave this screen open, and then you're going to begin doing some of the other maintenance. So while this screen is up and your drawer is open, you're going to go ahead and locate the 3 wells that are located at the back of the drawer. You want to fill each well with a 1 to 10 bleach solution, 10% bleach, and you'll let that sit for the 30 minutes. And while these wells are soaking, then you can perform the rest of the maintenance. So what I usually do next is I go ahead and clean and rotate our filter. The filter is going to be located on the underside of the front of the instrument. It looks like this left image here. We actually have 2 filters, so we rotate them out. So this is going to be our current weak one on the left that I'm taking out of the instrument. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to run it through some warm water so that I can go ahead and loosen up all of those dust particles that have caught up over the last week. And then I'm going to put that one up to dry, and then the filter from the week before is the one that I'm going to replace that filter with. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of the shuttles. So the shuttles are going to be on kind of a conveyor belt towards the back of the instrument. There's going to be 3 of them. When you take these shuttles out, they're going to have little cuvettes in them. You're going to want to dump the cuvettes out and make sure all of them are empty. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get 30% ethanol and a swab or Q-tip, something of that sort. And they're going to use the ethanol to clean out the insides of the cuvettes really well, just to make sure there's not any sticky substances that are left inside there. The next thing we're going to do is we're also going to take another swab and some ethanol, and you see all of these wells. This is going to be the incubation station, this area where the black is. All of these little incubation wells need to be cleaned out very thoroughly, so you're going to use the ethanol and the swabs to go through each and every one of those, and you'll clean them out really well. You'll also want to use some sort of lint-free material and some warm water, and you're going to want to wipe down all of the black top part of it just to make sure there's not any particles left over. As you can see in this picture, it gathers quite a few in a week's time. And the next thing we want to do is we're going to clean the reagent drawer. It's a pretty simple process. All we need is just a little bit of warm water and some gauze, and we're just going to wipe down the surface of the drawer to make sure that there's no sticky reagents or anything that's spilled over the course of the week. All right, so now after we've waited 30 minutes for our wells to bleach, we're going to finally hit OK. And there's going to be all of the OKs that we have to click for the next little while. So it's basically going to prompt you every single time. It's going to tell you that it wants to empty the wells. You have to tell it OK to empty the wells, and it's going to ask you again, and you're going to have to hit OK to continue. Then it's going to tell you that we need to do a circuit purge, which is the needle purge that we call the procedure. You're just going to hit OK. You'll be asked to wait during the purge of each well. It's about 60 seconds. Then you'll get a dialog that says OK and stop. Initially, when this box pops up, OK and stop won't be there. That's fine. But once it's done purging the needle, then it'll pop up and you just hit OK. It'll do the exact same thing when it's purging well 2 and well 3. You just hit OK both times. And then at the very end of the well purge, you'll have this wonderful little box tells you that the procedure was successful, and click OK yet again. So now to go back to the maintenance screen, you'll click our green little arrow going out the door, and it's going to take you back to the main maintenance screen. You're going to hit the green arrow going out the door again that has a little man, and that's actually going to kick you out of the maintenance portion of the STAGO instrument. And this screen on the right will pop back up, letting you know that the instrument is reinitializing, and then you're all done with your maintenance.